Tusen takk, Ingelöv. Vi kan bare ha et lite spørsmål eller to fra meg. We can do it in English due to Loretta. I was just wondering if we take the Oslo case and all three of you could answer on this. Do we lack knowledge in terms of what happens underground, both related to technology and human intervention and geology? Or do we lack methods for using this knowledge in planning? Or do we lack the networks for this knowledge to be exchanged between people? Or is it a combination of all three? If you go first, Elisabeth.
Okay, I think it's all. So firstly, to know and to map more. As we saw the plan, it was 1 to 250,000. So when you're zooming in to make a building, and so I think the mapping is very important. And then is also how we work then in planning, how we work together, and how we get the information early enough to make good decisions. So we commented before, also everything is possible. So it's also had a discussion before. It's to make the right questions at the right moment so that we also make good decision taking into account the whole of it, so that we have money for the part that we do see afterwards. And then when we work also as architect, landscape architects and so on, planners, that we don't do the drawings if we go to the methodological way of how do we draw then? So that we don't make the thick line, which actually is a fictional limit of dividing above and ground, above and underground. So that I think is also, so it's in all parts, from doing the projects to the great planning.
Loretta, what is you have experience both from London and Zurich, of course, so you have maybe another background on this.
I have only been in Oslo for 1 year, and it was mostly during the pandemic, so I can't really speak about the Oslo case. I don't know, I haven't been here long enough to. But I think from my experience, the main part is the communication. So I feel there's lots of people who are working on the topic from different directions, but often what one group might think is an information, the other group still doesn't understand. And I feel that a friend of mine, she uses to say, well, I have all that data about the underground, but I don't know how to make good planning out of that. And it's that interface where I think it needs more than, it needs real collaboration, basically, to solve these issues between the different groups with different expertise. So for me, that is probably one of the main challenges, because I think, yes, we need to increase the knowledge, we need to maybe create better maps and so on, but if we can't use these maps to communicate what we need to communicate, then we don't need to make them, right? So this, I think for me, this communication or collaboration issue is probably, I would put on the top of your list.
Og da vi på undergrunnsstedanalysen din, eller?
Ja, kanskje det.
Du virket som du følte deg litt alene som geolog i kommunen.
Jag faktisk snart 4 geologer, men de 3 andre jobber i vann- og avløpsetaten med sånn prosjektspesifikke projekt. Vi har mye utbytte med hverandre, absolutt. Men det her å forsøke å få inn et tänk och jag tänkte när du snackar nå, Loretta, awareness om detta in i plan- och byggsaksbehandlingen. Det tar nog ganska lång tid, tror jag. Det må in på alla nivåer, politisk, ledernivå, saksbehandlernivå, utbyggare, som ofta är mycket mer, de har ett mycket mer förhåll till det, för det är de som betalar för det.
Det var otroligt att se den listan som vad det kostar. Och den debatten har vi inte ofta egentligen, utan det kommer på byggeprojektet som blir synlig. Men att få den debatten och hur vi brukar samfundspengarna på ett gott måte är väldigt intressant.
We swap over to Norwegian, but to just end this in English, I think that's a very fair point, that it's so easy for the private sector to quantify costs, while the public sector and the large-scale samfunnsøkonomi is much harder to put numbers on, but that doesn't mean that the costs and values are not there. So it's really interesting to see how this through methods or computer models can be kind of operationalized within planning, also from an economical point of view. Thank you all three. Tusen takk.
Thank you.
Tack.